Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. We are joined today by the amazing Emirati first hijabi figure skater, of course, Zarha Lari. Hi, Zarha. Welcome to the show. We're very excited to have you here with us, of course. And she is as well joined by Hadley Davis, the writer of Disney Ice Princess, which, by the way, inspired her. So get ready for this remarkable journey. Hi, guys. I'm so excited to have you here.
Hi, thank you for having us today.
Yeah.
Of course, ice skating is a very, I would say, feminine sport. It's not easy. It's not for everyone. So I have a lot of questions for you guys. And my first question to you is, how has Hadley, inspired you to start your figure skating journey?
So to be honest, if it wasn't for Hadley's Ice Princess movie, I wouldn't know what figure skating was. So I went to the movie theater with my mom and my brother, and we watched Ice Princess. And I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with the sport, and it's the perfect combination of art and sport. And I just sat there and I looked over to my mom and I told her that I'm going to be a figure skater. And I didn't stop asking them to take me to the rink. And then my dad took me and the journey began.
So have you ever imagined that having like your book be that inspirational? So, of course, like you're a writer, you must love as well figure skating, right? Because
Right. I love figure skating, and I actually grew up on a pond, and I wrote the movie, and years later, I heard about Zarha, and I honestly couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that here I was on the other side of the world, and something that came from me had really changed someone's life in the direction of their life.
So what is it like as well, like being like the first hijabi Emirati, let's say, figure skater, right? There's a lot of like, I would say like misconception, like regarding, oh, because you're hijabi, you can't do that. And what is it as well, like, what do you think, like, do you think you're very proud to have inspired an Emirati to genuinely just like learn all about figure skating?
Look, there aren't many people who get to be the first, and to have played a small part in Zarha being the first to compete, it's very special. It's very emotional, and we knew when we connected that we needed to tell this story so that more girls would be inspired to skate too, or do any sport, or really anything that they want to do.
I would actually want to get back to that, but let me know, like, did you face any resistance or objection?
Yeah, of course. I mean, being the first is always not an easy journey. We get all the struggles, everything comes to us as the first, but to be honest, it's worth it. When I went to my first international figure skating competition, I did get deductions from the judges because of my hijab, and I knew I had to make a change, and after meeting some representative from the International Skating Union, I was able to do that, and they changed the rules, and no one wearing the hijab will ever get deductions. So to be part of that, it makes everything worth it. It makes all the struggles, it makes literally all the sweat, all the tears, all the blood, like it makes everything worth it, the whole journey, just to inspire the next generation of kids. And that's the reason why Hadley and I wrote this book also. And it's a children's picture book because we wanted to really send the message across young children and to tell them that we all have something that we want to try. Maybe we just didn't try it yet, and it's never too late.
That's actually beautiful, by the way, guys. This is the book that they have written by, and this is you, right? Guys, look at this. It's beautiful at this point because you are truly an inspiration. A lot of people do think that age, or even in your case, hijab might be in your way. So I want to go back to, tell me about the moment that you guys met. Of course, like you met your hero, the writer of the actual movie that inspired your journey. I want to hear it.
Well, one morning in Los Angeles, I opened the newspaper, and we actually still get the paper in my house. And most mornings I don't even have time to read the paper. I've got kids, I work, big rush. But I opened it to an article about this skater who was breaking barriers and skating in a hijab. And at the very end of the article, it said, and she started skating after watching the movie Ice Princess. And wait a minute, I wrote that movie. And I ran down the hall, I ran to my office. I found her on social media. I texted her, and it was morning in LA, so it was evening here. She wrote right back, and our friendship was born.
Oh, that must be very nice to see.
I mean, I freaked out when Hadley first sent me a message, but to be honest, like the whole journey of Hadley and I, like it was like our friendship was so natural and so easy, and it was from the very beginning. And then I went to California for training over the summer, and we met at the rink, and she invited my mom and I to dinner at her house, and like everything was so smooth and so natural, and then we decided that we're gonna write this children's book.
What's really special is that here we are, we live on opposite sides of the globe, but our life stories are intertwined, where we have this, very deep connection.
Yeah, you guys seem very aligned together, which is beautiful at this point. Of course, like you were probably starstruck, when you're here, I would say. Of course, if you would think so as well, because like she's the one who the movie inspired you to actually begin your journey, and you persevered through all of the, I would say, the no's, you can't do it, and all of these things, all of the negativity. So how did you deal with the negativity? It must have been so hard.
Some days were tougher than others, and I always say the most important thing is having a great team surrounding you, because during those really bad days where you feel like you just want to give up, you don't want to do it anymore, the team is there to lift you up and help you refocus on your goal, and I had the best team surrounding me, and they really helped me stay focused and to not look at any negative things on social media. At the end of the day, it's just someone sitting behind a screen, and I had no one tell me anything in front of my face. It's really important having that support system around you.
100%. She must have given you advice. So what is one advice that you have given her, and what's one advice that she has given you that sticks in your head?
Well, I really learned about perseverance and the no's, and not listening to the no's from Zarha. It's something that in the entertainment business you always deal with. There are more projects that don't go forward, and you always have to keep going until you land on the right project.
Yeah, and for me, I think Hadley, I've learned so many things from her. And during the process of us, we had not just this book, we had so many other projects and things that we wanted to do, and some of them didn't work out. And she just showed me that it's okay, not every project that you want to do will work out. We just have to think of what's the next thing we can do. And she helped me through the whole process of writing this book, because I don't know, it's not my area. I'm more on the ice and just doing my sport. So she helped me a lot, and she really taught me the whole process.
That's beautiful, because honestly, I could see written by Zarha and Hadley Davis, which is, by the way, you guys, look at this. It's just beautiful at this point. I'm gonna have to look at it after we're done with the interview. But as well, I would want to ask you is, what is one moment throughout your figure skating career that you would not forget?
There are a lot, but I would say something that really touched me deep inside would be that one time I got this message from a mom, and this mom is saying that there is a girl in her daughter's school that is Muslim and covers, and she does figure skating, and once she started to cover, that she feels a bit embarrassed that she's the only one that's covered, and she wants to stop skating. And this mom wrote me to say if I can send her a message, and this is not her daughter, it's just her daughter's friend, and I thought that is something amazing. just that everyone is together, like we're all in one hand and everyone's supporting each other. Yes, you might not be Muslim, you might not cover, but you know someone else that is, and you really want them to accomplish their goals and their dreams. So, I mean, I think that really hit me.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, how does it feel like to know that you have inspired not any lady, but actually a Muslim covered lady? Of course, because not all Muslims are covered, right? So you did not inspire any lady. You inspired a beautiful covered lady. How does it feel like?
It feels remarkable. I mean, it's not often living in Los Angeles where I get to interact even. I get to see people who are covered. And now I have a friend for life, a friend who's like a sister.
Oh, that's very sweet to say. I mean, for sure, you know, we can tell that there is like this sisterly bond between you both, because she has inspired you so much.
Yeah.
And of course, like, I mean, honestly, if I would die if I, let's say, see, like, you know, my favorite person who wrote my favorite movie, you know, contact me for something like that. I mean, of course, and you have persevered through achieving your dream no matter what, because it's not easy. You know, we all have dreams and we all just like put in our heads, oh yeah, I want to be this, oh yeah, I want to be that. But would you say it was an easy process?
No. Only the people that are really close to me
know that, yes, for sure.
The whole process, but it was definitely not an easy journey. And that's the whole thing. Like, success doesn't come easy. And when you love something, you have to not listen to anyone. You have to not give up. Every time you fall, you get up and you keep going. And never listen to anything that's negative around you. Focus on what you want to do. Give it 100%. And if you do all of this, then you can accomplish what you want to accomplish.
So I'm sure that both of you have worked together as a team to change the Muslim perception on figure skating and such sports, right? So how would you describe that? How did you both, let's say, how do you think that your presence, you know, changed the idea that the world has on Muslims and hijabis specifically competing in such sports?
Well, we're really hoping that this book is part of that. The book is published by Scholastic, which is a global brand. We had 1,600 classrooms listening to us read the book the other day, including classrooms in Kentucky and Texas and, you know, these states which we call red states that we might not think of as open-minded. So this adorable little girl, this little Zarha in this book who does fall down, and of course in skating you literally fall down and have to get up, we hope will help change those perceptions.
And this book is not only for Muslim girls or for covered girls, it's just for anyone out there. The deeper message is that you all have dreams, especially as kids. Kids have so many dreams, and that innocent, that young, they don't know something that is called impossible. All they know is that everything is possible, and why crush their dreams? I mean, it's the opposite. We need to tell them that go after it because everything is possible.
100%. That's beautiful. So what would you say? Of course, you've had a lot of encouragement. You know, of course, like, as much as there is negativity, there is as well, you know, someone who was encouraging you. So what would you say was your biggest source of encouragement?
My mom.
Aww.
My mom was there. I mean, of course, my dad as well, okay? But my dad was behind the scene, the finances, and he was going through all of that, trying to financially make me able to do it. But then my mom was there all the time. Like when I had 4:30 in the morning practices, she was sitting at the cold, freezing rink. At that time, literally, she was like my driver. She was just taking me to the rink, picking me up, taking me back to school, in middle of school, taking me to the rink, bringing me back to school, like just going back and forth. And I also have 2 brothers, so she sacrificed a lot. Like a lot of time was spent with me and not with them. And so, I mean, to be honest, like without her, no way I wouldn't be able to be who I am today.
That's beautiful. What about you? Because, of course, like you are the reason she got so inspired. So what was the one source of encouragement that you had writing the movie?
Oh, well, you know, I think that my source and the source of most stories and most writers is your own childhood, your own experiences. So I was a dancer growing up, and I didn't become a professional dancer because my parents really wanted me to go to college, and that story is really the story of Ice Princess. It was just changed to skating. So it's kind of like the discouragement that made me write it, but there's obviously a happy ending.
Well, there's a happy ending to everything. I mean, at the end, you made the movie that, just like got this beautiful Emirati, the first Emirati, I would say, covered figure skater. And of course, I'm sure, because I do see a lot on my TikTok, a lot of like hijabi figure skaters, and I'm just like, wow, I wish I can do that. I don't know if I can do that, or maybe if I have the time to do that. But it's beautiful, because I keep both. It's like 1 + 1 = 2, if it makes sense. Yeah. Which, by the way, is beautiful. Well, thank you so much for being here and for inspiring not only me, I'm sure everyone who's watching the interview. And it was beautiful and magical, amazing happening, honestly.
Thank you so much.
If you could just, like, before we end the show, if you can just give one inspiring message, one from you and one from you, to the inspiring athletes.
Well, my message to all athletes is to go after your dreams. Don't let problems look like mountains. Always focus on the solution. There's a solution to everything. And try to find the support system that can get you going. And a lot of girls that I see might struggle to have their parents let them to do different types of sports. And my advice to you is don't argue, just educate them, because they came from a completely different generation than us. So just try to educate them and just follow your dreams.
My advice is really the title of the book, Not Yet.
I love it.
Just because you haven't done something, and it might be in sports, or it might be in a totally different area, but it doesn't mean it won't happen someday if you keep trying.
I love that. I mean, you guys have given amazing advice, which not only can be applied to sports and athletes, it can be applied to everyone. I even need that advice, to be honest with you guys. Well, thank you so much for being here and for inspiring me and everyone.
Thank you so much for having us.
It was beautiful having you guys. So you guys, this is the end of our episode. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow, same time and same place. Goodbye from me.